But we're here with Wellington United manager Jamie Coyle after 1-0 defeat in the Bill Brace FA Trophy. Jamie, did we ultimately pay for letting Weston get on top early on by not holding the ball enough and sitting off of them?
Well, our quality today was appalling, absolutely appalling. The idea was obviously a bit more resilient at the back and not conceded like 5 goals in the last 2 games. So the idea was to be a little bit more compact at the back, and it worked. Didn't have many chances, but had a lot of possession. And we actually got in some great positions in the first half on a counter-attack and pass it off the pitch unopposed. So you can't really legislate for that. They weren't just 1 or 2, it was 3 or 4 players out there today. And there's been so many passengers throughout the whole game in 95 minutes that you're never going to win a game of football, unfortunately.
And yet our first, I suppose, best chance in the first half after 40 minutes, Brad, is hit the shot across the keeper. It looks like he's probably going to dribble in and it's a post. Tom hits the bar in the second half. So even though we've not played that great, we've had a go second half and we've been a bit unlucky hitting the woodwork twice.
I wouldn't even say we've had a go, to be honest with you. I'm really disappointed today. I really am. I think there's players on their heels, they were very reactive. There's half-hearted tackles going in. I've questioned the boys' desire today. I really have, and I've backed them all year. I really have. When the games were tough, and obviously the fans were on the players' backs, and I've actually stuck with the boys. And today I can't actually legislate for some of their performances. I thought it was abysmal. Some players from start to finish really, and I'm really disappointed.
So even you thought the second half we don't come out with any credit, the fact that...
Well, listen, what sums it up, Bradders has done really well to get in behind. He's had a shot, the keeper's parried it onto the crossbar and no one's followed it in. It's just everyone's on their heels today, and that summarised our performance today. It really did, and we were just reactive to everything all over the park. In the second balls in midfield, it got cleared and then we're on our heels again, and it was a tired performance from some of the players today, and I'm disappointed. I really am. Yeah, we hit the bar and we hit the post, but we didn't threaten enough throughout 95 minutes. With the quality we got on that pitch, I've never questioned their quality. But today there was too many players that are way off it.
And you think that's hard today?
Well, it's quality, and I have questioned 1 or 2 people's desire today. Yeah, I think, and it's it was tough. There wasn't many people here. There wasn't much of an atmosphere. And the players have got to create their own atmosphere. They've got to create their own tempo. And we said it at the start. You've got to dictate the tempo of the game. And they got on top. Although they had a lot of possession, as I said, they didn't really threaten. But when we actually won the ball back, we had some great 3-on-3s and 3v2s going forward in the first half, and we didn't capitalise. And we ended up passing the ball off the pitch unopposed. So again, you can't really legislate for them decisions and that quality. And it's disappointing. Obviously, we got a sucker punch and conceded a goal, but we never really looked like scoring once we went 1-0 down.
The goal, we made a substitution at half time. Was Jack ill or injured?
Jack was sick at half time, yeah.
And then Gailey's come on and we got caught a little bit cold there, a minute into the second half.
Yeah, well, he's got past Eli too easy, and he's kind of, I think by that point Connor was already on the yellow, so he had to be careful with him coming inside Grubby, and he just got past 2 or 3 players too easy, and then we were exposed at the back. So I don't think it was down to Gailey. I think it was too easy for him coming from the touchline all the way to the edge of our box.
You said that you can't legislate for what happened today, but what are you going to do as a manager? What kind of will you change players, or will it be there's a line drawn, it needs to be improvement?
I don't know. I'm going to have to look at it this week, because I think there's been a couple of players that have given us a couple of performances now that are not good enough, and I've got a couple of players that I'm looking at getting in, but I've stuck by the players for between pre-season and now. Even when it was tough on them, it was there was a lot of stick that the boys were getting, and I've stuck up for them, and I've been by their side. But today, there's some performances today that wasn't just one-offs. I think there've been a couple of games now, and I have to look at maybe a bit of 1 or 2 in.
Is that attitude in the Cups this year, Jamie? Because we had Harringay in the FA Cup at home, we went out with a bit of a whimper. With a bit of a whimper today, we've gone out in a trophy with a home draw.
I wouldn't call it attitude, because the players are fully aware of the importance of the Cup games to this club. I am, the management team are, and so are the players. And I won't allow them to take their foot off the pedal, irrelevant of what game it is. I don't think it was attitude today. I just think players are underperforming, and how good they've been at the start of the season. There's some players now that are not doing what they've done at the start, and not giving us 110% that we require. And if they don't do that, we're going to have to make changes.
So do you think it could be concentration, Jamie? If it's not attitude, it's not quality.
I don't know. Do you know what? It's consistency. We've got players in our team now that if they put a run of games together, they won't be with us. The quality that we've got. But unfortunately, we're getting a good performance and we're getting a couple way below par. And we need to have 9 or 10 players every week being consistent. And if we do that, we'll win more than we lose. We've said it from the start. But today, there's been 4 or 5 players that are way below par, and you can't win a game of football if you've got 4 or 5 that are 9 it.
You said earlier that if you played well, you keep your place, and Archie kept his place. And how do you think he did today?
I thought he done all right. Yeah, defensively he done well. He got on towards the end of the game. He looked like the only player that was actually going to create something for us, to be fair, which it summarises the game. You know, you've got a left back that's bombing on and trying to get balls in the box. We didn't get enough balls in the box today. But so I'm not going to talk tactically today. I think it was application, and like I said, if the performances that we got from some of the boys today, it's just not good enough. It's unacceptable.
Tactically, Jamie, were we going to try and get on the front foot early? Was that the plan?
Well, the whole idea today was to be more compact and resilient, because we conceded too many goals recently in the last few games, and we've done that. We looked compact. We actually played on the counter attack in the first half, and like I said before, we got in some great positions, but our final ball let us down. And I was, in terms of the first half, I was pleased because we was nowhere near it, but we've kept it 0-0, and that's the idea at home. Now, we don't need to bomb players forward and then get caught in the counter attack like we've done recently. That's the only positive that I said at half time, but we haven't really threatened today, and that's been a concern because we've scored a lot of goals as well in the last 3 or 4 games. So it's I'm hoping it's a one-off, but I still think that there needs to be 1 or 2 changes after today. It really does.
You brought Ryan in from Millwall. Is Clayton still around? Still injured?
Yeah, he's struggling. He has acupuncture last week, and he's still not cleared up. So we'll keep monitoring it. But Ryan done all right today. I don't think he had much to do really, apart from put the ball out of the net. So he done okay, kicked really well. So hopefully he'll come in and do well for us.
When we've had a bad performance, we've sort of got going again pretty soon straight after, and we've got a nice little run of games with some home games in the league. We are right there, a couple of wins. We'll be bang there still over the next month, so it's important now bounce back from this one and go on a little run.
Yeah, we have, like you say, we've had some good reactions from poor performances this year, but it's, we shouldn't need a performance like that for a reaction. That's what we said, we're looking for consistency now. If we're going to be there or thereabouts or stay around the playoffs, we need consistent performances from everyone in the team. And if we don't do that, naturally at any level you're going to have to look at making changes. But I'm really disappointed today because the importance of this cup competition as well as the FA Cup is huge for the club. It really is, and that was expressed to the players at training as well as today. And it's like I say, if you've got too many passengers in your team, you're not going to win football matches, and that's what happened today.
As a manager, are you someone who's loud in the change room, or do you try and get your point across after a result today calmly?
It's hard to be calm today, isn't it? After watching that, some of the performances today, you can't be calm. You can't. And the players are disappointed, but that's great. They've got to start performing week in, week out if they want to stay in the football team. If they don't do that, well, then we're going to have to get new personnel.
Turning to his Farrell, I know Hugo's already been and watched them, and I'm sure we'll look at all the footage and the reports and all that. They're a decent side. John Coventry, he always gets them playing quite hard. So it's going to be a bit of a test, isn't it?
Well, listen, we've got a real tough run of games now. If you look between now and Christmas, we've got a really tough run of games. So we can't afford performances like that. Against better sides in the league, we're getting punished severely. So we need to start. We need a reaction after today first and foremost, but we've got to start putting a decent run of performances together again, like we did, and then we'll see where it takes us.
No better time coming up to Christmas festive period to go on that little run where we could really cement ourselves in the chasing pack, couldn't we?
Yeah, I mean, by the time Christmas is over, we have a true reflection of where we are, because it's going to be really tough. It really is. But I have got full belief in the squad that we've got. I know we need 1 or 2 additions. We've been speaking about that for a couple of weeks, but we just need people to start putting a run of performances individually as well as collectively, and we'll be fine.
So you think the squad is good enough to be challenging for the promotion places this season?
Well, yeah, we want to stay where we are. We want to try and stay there or thereabouts. But like I said before, if we perform like that, we can't have a performance like that and then arrive next week and do well. We've got to put, we went 1 loss in 13 or 14 games, and we need to do the same thing again.
Jamie, thanks for talking to us. We'll see you Saturday.
Thank you.